3 versus 5, and there should be a bomb plant to follow, although they're actually slowing it down. Rez charging onto the site before the bomb is even planted. This is the Rez that we needed. He's hunting for it. He nearly has that one. He spins back. Oh my god! You must be kidding me! It's 4 kills! Rez! He can't do this! Device is all alone. His teammates have been decimated, and he surely must be panicked. Rez hunting for the ace now. He's got the bomb back there, but what a ridiculous turn of events. That is a 1 in a million.
That shouldn't have happened. Astralis are wondering what just hit him.
He's so close. He wants to peek back. He's got his teammate. And gets a headshot. Oh my god. I need to see this in slow motion.
How? How did he find all of these kills? How did he isolate these fights?
Oh.
That's unbelievable from Rez. So quiet there on Mirage. Really nothing even to be proud of.
Roland's reaction as well.
That's the second time today we've seen NiP that excited. The other time, another Rez moment. Man, he can just change around in the blink of an eye.
Oh, I've got tears running out my eyes because I forgot to blink throughout that. This is so crazy. What's going on?
Wow. That's Astralis finding so much control, so much space, and then suddenly it's all gone. Okay. That's going to be tough to recover from.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's something they could do early, Astralis, but if this feeling sinks in, okay, Rez is back, and now they have a good start. Yeah, you can't let it linger.
Yeah, it's almost like they're taking the pseudo timeout here, just kind of hanging on. Even though they just have a couple of upgraded pistols, they're just really waiting this one out. Hopefully they're not stirring in their feelings a little bit too much. They're just shaking it all off. Rez continues. 6 kills already.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does make sense actually to slow it down so that the excited feelings on NiP, they can dissipate a little bit before the rifles really start to come out. But they'll obviously win this round, no problems. And Astralis, yeah. They have so much experience in this lineup that obviously they should be able to shake this off. They've been in many situations where they've had rough starts and they've managed to come back. So on some level, they should have the depth of knowledge to be able to just power on through. It's easier said than done, of course.
Okay. Good utility early on. Blame F down to 58. Hasn't even spotted a player just yet. And Glaive really wants to make some headway, but no, Maxter shuts it down, boosts it up onto this spot. Close angle, and he's able to find a couple kills. Wow, this is comprehensive from NiP. They're just shutting everything down. But Device able to find a return through the smoke. That's a bit fortuitous. And on the other side of the map, Xyp9x has lurked his way into cave. Things are getting a little bit more interesting than they probably should have. Although NiP, they're just playing back. They're giving so much room right now, but that may allow Device to find a bomb plant.
Yeah, that would be the only way to get back here. Zip, if he could maybe sneak in a kill on Brolin just as they're getting there, it's a 2-on-3 with a bomb plant. That's winnable, but a lot of ifs before we really get there. Yeah, they're so far back. It's created a bit of a space. Rez showing up at the right time, but he still gets taken down. Zip not ready for the follow-up fight. He had the idea. And now Device, yeah, I mean, from a 2-on-5 into a couple of kills and a bomb plant, that's a pretty good recovery for Astralis. I don't think that Device should be able to win this round, but obviously, just doing a bit more damage would be very, very helpful. They are starting to group up. They've spotted him already. Alexei coming through the cave, and it's going to be Device going down without another kill to his name. So 3-0 in favor of NiP. But yeah, a slight recovery at the end of the round there.
Yeah, with how that one started, down 5 versus 2, finding a bomb plant, a couple kills, you're a little bit happy about that. But this is just a great hold from Maxter. Really, just angle that needs to be cleared, but as you're peeking out of that A main area, there's just so many spots you want to just look over, and so Glaive didn't hard clear it, and Maxter was able to make that MP9 look good.
All right, scrappy buy coming in for the Astralis side, and they're putting the pressure on Mac 10, and that is actually not a bad run for blameF. He nearly had Maxter, but he's going to stand his ground, and that takes away a lot of the pressure that would have been on here. If Maxter dies, then Hetrick has to swivel back and forth with the AWP. Oh, jump past and a flashbang. There to cover it is Rez. That's some really, really, I'm going to say almost lucky, but they're not. There's really good fights being won here from NiP to balance the whole defense out. Man, there are a lot of things that could have gone wrong in this round, but well done.
The double donut setup is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
It's just that the first guy that's holding for the wide contact, he'll usually be the one that eats the flash. The other guy's oftentimes looking the other way entirely. And then as soon as that's known, you could see that Rez, he just swivels, then he's able to clean things up on the other side. It's just a nice little back and forth between those two players. It's like they're in an action movie, back to back, everybody surrounding them, and they're able to come out with the victory.
I'm actually so upset that I can't get this version of Rez every single time. Because it's actually so sick, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when it goes away, you really miss it. Head trick, easy enough shot there. They're trying to power in behind it. Brolin gonna hide in the corner and just put up the smoke to buy some time. If they wanted to Molotov him out, they're not gonna be able to. This defense is looking very good. Astralis, it is a classic to test that B bomb site in that fashion. And sometimes if you get the one entry that you need, you can overpower the entire bomb site. That's what they wanted.
These openers have not been kind for Astralis. blameF, though, inserting himself into cave, could find an opportunity to strike. There's still a minute on the clock. If NiP get a little bit too curious, you know that blameF is always going to punish. But this is tough to break down now because they want to get into this site, but they have no more smokes to speak of. And this long side, it is wide open.
It really is. Ooh, wow, that's weird. Both ults doing almost no damage. There's the follow-up buzz and device to bring them back into it. And he saw just ahead. He's got the right idea and a beautiful shot. It goes through the bricks and taking down Alexi. 2 versus 3 now. And Maxter, that slow creep in from the middle. He's at least found device. Out in the open, though, Rez looking both ways at the same time. That's not going to do any justice here. Maxter, he's fighting his way back, and now he's looking for blameF. He's got the right read. This is so smart. Maxter just crouching through, but blameF, he'd got the better aim for it this time, and he will win the 1 versus 1 duel. Otherwise, that is actually just such an exceptional round for Maxter. I can't believe he had the right read.
Yeah, he had the read, just changes crosshair placement up. He wanted to prime it for the next fight, for his swing, and that's exactly when blameF peeked into him. These are great shots from device, though. This one right here, right through the edge of that stairway, that's so beautiful. Oh, yeah, he knows how close he was. He read that so well.
He did. And that's a promising thing, right? Because we've seen him be able to win some decent fights, but the ability to read, that kind of is a very tough round for him to try and win. So just a good read. Even if you fail at the end, you should still be feeling like, okay, but that's still a good look.
I mean, the thing is also, on top of that, Astralis were never supposed to win that. They were never supposed to be advantage. Maxter wasn't supposed to be in the 1 versus 2. That was a 5v3. They got those openers, but Astralis were able to fight their way back into it. 4-1 scoreline. Timeout was taken by DJL and NiP. So we'll see what sort of adjustments they have for us in this next round.
4-1. And look at the speed again. They want to see if they can test it. They're convinced Astralis, obsessed almost, to try and see if they can get this B bomb site. And at least, no, they're pushing forward with the bomb. Glaive, bring that bomb back. It was a double push by Sip and Glaive. Now they're finally putting it down. NiP so far have done a good job at retaking it. Very tricky though with device, holding this deep angle with the AWP. They might look for it, but it's hard to realize there's going to be an AWP, and they just give it up. Wow. They say that's it.
Yeah. 5 alive.
Now everyone's surprised.
10 alive. Okay. Well, device upsets the balance just a little bit there. And that's a really interesting option for NiP, but they were in some ways priced out of it. They didn't find any kills back into it. They knew that Astralis had some of that deeper control, and so it was going to be a very tough retake for them. And so Astralis was just a nice hit on the site. It's pretty much all it took.
Yeah, so whatever weakness they sensed, they kept coming back to it, and eventually they are rewarded. Another round being picked up. Nobody's died to the bomb yet on the map.
That's actually new. We have been seeing so frequently that everybody has been dying to that blast radius.
Sure, it'll happen eventually. We'll get there.
Okay, device. He had a mid spawn.
Oh, yeah, go straight for it, and that's an easy pick up on Rez. The Molotov and the HE, I think, still making it a bit tough on him. But it's worth it. Well worth it. Sip burning alive while flashed. Oh my god. That is just way too efficient. I don't know how it happened.
He was just trapped in a wall of fire. It just surrounded him from both sides. Call that a firewall.
Worked to keep Sip out. And that's important.
He also got blind by Glaive.
Yeah.
That's not going according to plan. A fortunate equalizer for NiP. And this is a really cheeky boost from Alexi. Doesn't seem like Astralis are going to peek it just yet. Okay, now BlameF is entering the cave. This is a very tough fight, but actually just wanted to clear out Jaguar. Doesn't want to take the entirety of cave. And now they're shifting on over. It looks like this is shaping up to be an A play. They'll have Buzz going through A main and the other three through Donut, which puts a lot of pressure here on Maxter and on Hetrick's rotation.
Yeah, I don't know. They're really speeding it up. Nothing's going slow right now. It's running straight onto the site, and it's a good entry for Buzz. Maxter never really stood a chance in that one. 3 versus 4 with a bomb plant, and if NiP were going to save the last round, this could be another one where they just have to call it almost instantly, and yeah, they just did. So, good call. Late in the round for Astralis, they check out Jaguar, like you said, and then once they realize no one's there, they kind of just speed it up.
This is sort of a mid-round that's developed, I'd say, kind of in the last couple months of the previous year. Mao started just really calling this anytime 50 seconds were left on the clock or so, or a little bit under that, actually. And the way that the defense always spreads out is usually kind of 2A, 2B, and you can usually just get into Donut like that. Even if there's a player in Donut, you just trade him out with those numbers, as we saw Astralis put 3 there. But there it is! Cross it off your bingo card. There is a death to the bomb.
It's got to be one every time.
Yes. Just so reliable.
It's good. It's become like a little moment of comedy. This is also more comedy with friends like that.
Yeah.
Who needs enemies?
Good reaction from Rez.
He's really quick. I don't remember him being this quick.
Yeah. Okay, Device with another spawn towards middle. Okay,
yeah.
This is really fortunate for Astralis that he's getting these, but the flashes are there. In fact, there would have been a team flash behind him too. This is a little bit messy with all the utility flying towards middle, but it should be actually space for Astralis. They've choked off these sight lines with these smokes, and so they're the ones that are in control.
That was a very nearly a kill on Device with a wall bang there. But a good adaptation on the side of NiP to not just throw the HEs and Molotov and hope that it works, but the flashbang obviously will make it very hard for anyone to peek. So, really well done. Deep Molotov hoping to force somebody out, but they're not on that side yet. Still, the control is here, and if you lose track of BlameF back here, that's a nightmare for NiP. They're going to go look for it and see if they can reclaim the middle. Maxter crouching in first. BlameF is super ready, and he'll take both of them out. Device also catching Rez. They actually were trying to retake middle from 2 different angles. I think that's a great idea for NiP, but they just couldn't find the kills. 2 versus 4 now, and they know where Hetrick is, so there's not much of a mystery left. They can guess that Alexi is going to be on this side of the map, and BlameF, he'll find the 3rd one. Wow.
So good at holding angles. That's so impressive. But this is a really just classic style of Astralis, even though it's on a map that you're not necessarily used to seeing this legacy organization on. It's one where they just take that space and then they play for the reaction from the CTs. They don't know that NiP probably wants something back on the map, and they knew what was coming. But mostly credit to BlameF, because if he went 1 for 1 at that top mid spot, completely different round.
Hetrick. Probably a little bit frustrated that they planted the bomb right behind him. Just almost looked like disrespect. No one's pushing him from the site itself, but he's about to walk into Device. He's got to be careful that he doesn't give this away. Oh, Device.
It just keeps happening.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Why is it like this?
Yeah. I saw him with 20-something HP, and I was a little bit worried, and for good reason. So, okay, Astralis.
It feels like this is the #1 thing to fix right now for all teams. It's just to study the radius a bit better. I'm dying, is what he said.
I'm dying.
With a question mark. Anyway, timeout used by NiP. This is... If this keeps going, NiP are in a lot of trouble. T side for Astralis. They picked it after winning the knife, and you can tell why at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's really concerning for NiP because usually if you see a 4-4 scoreline like this, you probably imagine that the T side won the pistol and then the following rounds, but it's actually the gun rounds that have been doing Astralis so well. So NiP have to figure out some way to deal with this pressure, because now Astralis have outlined to their opponents that there's 2 spots on the map that they have the advantage on, these B hits and the mid control. You want to take one of those away, NiP. You want to take an option away from that offense.
It's a huge point of concern that every round you have to worry that if they show up at that B bomb site, if you don't have a really good stack and all the nades to shut it down, they might just take over that part of the map once again. So that's probably a fear that's in the back of NiP's mind for a bit. Obviously, in this one, they have nothing really to fight with. Head trick with the AWP. I don't know, he's really far away. I would have loved to have seen him try to combat AWP his way out of this round, but I don't know if there's an easy way to do that.
Yeah, it seemed like he was trying to set Maxter up with some positioning, but then they weren't even able to find the trade, so that seems to be a bit of a missed opportunity, a disconnect between those 2 players. And now, I agree. You'd want to really see Headtrick try to force the issue here. He's got $4,300. He'll be able to buy an op in the next round anyways, but it's Rez who will have the next contest towards this top mid CT area. They are encroaching on his position, but there's another fight that is taking place. Zipnix spots out Alexi, and now Astralis, they will be challenging this angle. Rez, he's right here. Oh, this might be it. 1 kill for him, but he can't find the second.
It could have been really interesting. If he gets both of them there, it's 2 rifles his teammates can come pick up, and they can start to move towards that A bomb side. But now, I've got to say, the bomb is going to be planted. Saving the AWP surely has to be more important than trying to roll this round into something. blameF goes down. Still, I feel like it's so tricky. Maybe another mistake here. If Alexi could sneak up behind, there might be a chance, but it's still a long ways away. Now they have an AK. It might tilt them towards trying, but also they could lose it all, and those rifles are important at the moment. Device is going to stay alive just on 16 health, but they can't get him out of that position. Don't have any nades for it. Roland trying to move up close. It's a good kill, but it doesn't change the fact that it's a 1 versus 2, and head trick, he will lose the AWP. Quad kill on Buzz in that round. It's so tempting once you get the early kills, but they just threw away a bunch of rifles.
Yeah, they could have kept more moving forward, but they'll have a buy in this upcoming round, and I think Astralis are a bit fortunate that Alexi B didn't push earlier. They weren't really looking at his position. Alexi actually had a great timing, but it seemed like he wanted to wait for some other play to activate first before he decided to strike, and if only he knew. If only he knew that there was a player with their back turned. But Astralis, 5 in a row on Ancient T side. This is really looking good. Castle talked about in that post-map interview that, you know, Ancient's one of their better maps, and we're seeing it.
Yeah, this T side is usually very, very hard to put together T rounds. 5 already, especially in a row like this. It's just devastating to NiP. Roland, he's here to answer back at the very least, but blameF, if the rest of the team can slow this down, blameF could shoot him in the back. This is actually sick, and they find Alexi through the smoke as well. 3 versus 4. NiP, I don't know what's gone wrong here, but every single time there is a chance, it seems to just crumble immediately. And now blameF sneak it up behind him, and he is one of the best players in the world at playing these kind of flanks. His timing is just always so good. Spots them both out, and he realized there could be a third in the middle. Absolutely suffocating here, what Astralis have brought to the map. 6-4 is going to be the scoreline as Rez just has no shot.
NiP on Ancient, they're just looking like prey in the jungle. It's like you're fighting 2 different beasts at the same time. The main part of Astralis is just the Panther. It's just approaching you, it's attacking you, it's mauling you. And then blameF is this boa constrictor that's just slowly tightening his grip. it's a painful way to go out because you have to pick your poison, and really, it's just there's no great answer.
There really isn't. You're busy trying to defend the B bomb site, and while you're doing that, blamef is saying, "All right, I'll sneak in the back if that's how it is. There's no, you can't really stop me. You have to focus on just trying to hold that ramp, which you're not even really succeeding at doing." 6 in a row for Astralis. This is impressive, and NiP don't have an answer yet, and they also don't have the money now.
Okay. There's the flash setup for Zipnix. Looking for the duel, but
okay.
Brolin is able to stand his ground. Oh, really wants that AK. He's able to get it. Okay, long arms.
Oh, they're going to be careful, though. Device is already set up. He actually does hit the flick. Not quite enough for a kill. Sneaking up close to another 5-7. It's head trick with the deagle from the back instead. And Glaive, who's only got 1 kill so far and 7 deaths, gonna get exploded. But once again, blamef has managed to lurk his way in through the enemy lines, and he will set up that kill right away. Finds a second as well on Maxter, and it's a 2-1-3. Maybe even could have been more, but I think there was a bit of chaos happening there. Alexi is making a lot of noise. Is being heard. Device is around the corner. Now he knows. Pulls out the Tech 9. Thought maybe he was gonna run away. 50 seconds now for Device to try and find the 1 versus 2.
Rez might have single-handedly saved this round, though.
Yep.
For NiP. He's got 2 kills. He's still holding on to this A side, and Device has to find an avenue in. He's making his way through top middle, so he could get the jump on either Brolin or Rez, but both of those players are actually pushing out their respective spots. And so it's unlikely that Device will find a freebie on the flank here, and it might actually even be him that's surprised by his opponent's positioning.
Yeah, it's kind of rare to see 2 versus 1 like this, where everyone was moving for such a long time. Oh, it's all down to timing. Oh, he has to start running. Just doesn't have the extra seconds in the round. Brolin's going to be able to find it. And finally, after losing 6 in a row, NiP, they bring it back with another one, and that just has to be the start of a massive landslide towards NiP. Otherwise, this could be done. Still,
yeah.
Good job on Rez.
Yeah, these shots from Rez are just so precise. Pristine. And yeah, Device there. Not just it's not necessarily his fault that round got out of hand.
No,
it was always going to be a tough clutch. Head trick though, posted up. Nice opening pick on a Buzz. Charles, we're trying to find some early A main control, but head trick is here. Device right around the corner, and head trick doubles up.
Seemed like an awkward pick from Device. Was he falling off the ledge back there?
Yeah, he was falling.
Doesn't give you a very good shot, obviously, at returning anything. Okay. Deep breath for NiP. This, when you're at a 5 versus 3 like this, I mean, the conversion rate into a round win should be huge, right? It should be such a good shot at winning this one. blamef is back to his whole tricks in the middle. And it feels like they should know by now how much he's been doing it.
Yeah, but blamef saw the clock, minute left, so he'll just wait for maybe 30 more seconds. Then he'll push.
Yep. Sip gonna go retrieve the bomb. And Glaive hanging out in Donut. They've got some really advanced positions, but NiP don't have a lot of incentive to move. They're just stuck on the map here. Maxter is still gonna go down. It's a good find. Did cost blamef almost all of his health. Rez set up at a bit of an angle. Glaive, that's the second kill of the half, but he's going to find it on Rez to bring it back into a 3-on-3. And Headtrick, he can't be the one to initiate this fight with the AWP. If he pushes out of the tunnel there, he could be dead almost instantly. Glaive is setting up at the edge of the smoke. This is such a sneaky play. Orc on the other side, they're flashing their way through, and he's surely dead. Brolin going to get edged out of the round. Headtrick, this is dangerous. He misses the first shot. And now he can't really go for it. This is risky. He needs Alexi to help him out. Headtrick will get one more, and that in itself is impressive. But how does he find the rest? Bomb is right there on the edge. He does have a smoke to try and put it up, but there's 2 AKs on the other side, and they will surely spam him down. A chance for a smoke defuse is almost 0 at this point. They've got him cornered, and he's trying to make a run for it. It runs right into the HE. Oh, man. There might be another death to the bomb here, but certainly Astralis have won the round 7-5. Oh, 2 of them.
Oh, no. Wow. That was a 5 versus 3. NiP had so many edges in it, but just these little pokes and prods, the way that Astralis are so sneaky on the map. They just crawl at you. They're just constantly making some slight advance. And NiP, they just got caught off guard in these 50-50 duels, despite the fact that Hetrick willed them into such an advantage situation. Yeah, this is a Astralis that seems very hard to deal with on this map.
In the past, Astralis, when they had Config in the lineup, he was so good at fighting in the middle. So it's a very interesting dynamic if they lose Config, but then pick up Device, and he can take over some of that role. And obviously for NiP, that's something that they could look forward to in the future, is playing with Config again on Ancient. I'm sure that's something they want to do. Hetrick, he is coming into his own. That's his 11th kill, picking up 2 people. And if the 3-on-5 wasn't the win, surely the 2-on-5 here will be. Surely.
Gotta think so. Gotta think that this is a 6 for NiP. Can't see a great way for them to come back, but okay. Well, Device finds one. Still a lot of time on the clock. Minute left.
Don't do it, NiP.
But as long as they just hold tight, put themselves in positions that can be traded upon, then this is Astralis likely not finding any way back in. That's a great smoke for Rez.
Yeah, that, slight slip up right for Maxter. It's not a problem yet. It's okay. Just nobody else follow the same footsteps here.
Right. Looks like Astralis are just tucking into T-spawn now.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right, 6 rounds for NiP. It still is late to start to pick it up. But maybe if they could get all the rest, get up to 8 rounds, there could be a little bit of a resurgence, at least a feeling in the team that they're not just getting blown up.
Yeah, you would say, though, that Astralis already have a fairly successful half based off of the stats of what's transpired previously at the Blast Spring groups. Just on average, it's been a 9-6 split for teams here. And so to have 7 already feels pretty good, especially if you pick T-side. I mean, that felt like such a gamble, and it seemingly has paid off.
Yeah, it doesn't always work out that way. We've seen it in the past sometimes where you pick what is the less favored side and you just get stomped on, and it feels a bit silly, but this time it's a good roll of the dice. Must be confidence building for Astralis as well, having a feeling that you've done prep work on the map and it's just paying off in such a wonderful fashion.
Yeah, we've seen a couple nice ways for Astralis to get into these T-side rounds. The B hits have been working out very well for them. The mid creeps have been good too. The early mid fights, if they really have the right spawns for it, those have worked in their favor.
Yeah.
It seems like they're really kind of pushing the map in the ways that some of us wanted to see after the spawn change for the CTs getting pushed back a little bit there. They're so willing to contest right there at mid if they've got a guy with the right spawn. This time around, I think it's Glaive that has it, so I haven't really been seeing him go for this early fight, but with a MAC-10, yeah, it just doesn't want to go for it.
It feels like one of the ways that NiP are winning rounds on the other side of things is when Hetrick is hitting shots with the AWP over at the A tunnels, or as it were this time, a little bit towards the B. And very aggressive mid-control coming up from NiP, which is cool. And you can hold this for a bit, but when you run out of the grenades, usually you have to give it up eventually.
Exactly. Alexei has one more smoke for this mid-hold, so maybe they can hold on to it until about 50 seconds left in the clock. But it's not being used just yet. He's trying to actually just challenge the angle. This will buy him and his team a lot of time. In fact, it might even save the smoke entirely if they have to go for a retake later. This is really kind of a risky approach, given that Device has been contacting into so many angles with that AWP.
Yeah, I'm very curious about this. Flash around the corner, Rez and Brolin. See, Brolin's going to be the trigger for this play. Just a sliver that he's seeing. And I think he spotted that out. Flash around the corner. 50 seconds. Another flash, but no one's peeking behind it as yet. Astralis, they have to clear this part of the map. If they want to go for the B-bomb side, there's no other choice. Good opening frags, and they don't check anything. I'm so confused. That seems like a massive risk. And while they're trying to set up on the other side, NiP, they just edge in all of the relevant kills. Oh, there's a dunk. He got tagged, and then an HE delivered right to his front door.
Touchdown.
Yep.
Okay. Glaive, 1 kill to his name. Oh, it looks like he'll actually be able to find a bomb plant here. 15 seconds left. They are approaching him rather quickly, and oh, he can't actually get it down. That would have been nice for the money going into round number 15. NiP with the very proactive setup there towards middle, and Astralis not showing that they had the answer necessary to bite back.
I'd really love to know what the plan was here. If maybe they did just get jumped on before we saw the whole thing unfold, but surely you can't attack the B-bomb site without at least checking Jaguar and seeing if anyone's there, right? And middle too, probably. Interesting.
It's tough to just construct a post plant if you don't have cave.
Well, here we go. Tech9s, not much else, and this B hit has been working for them a couple of times, so they're going to go back and test it again. Grenade rings out, and it actually bounces back on Buzz. Unfortunate for him. Bomb is going to be attempted on the other side. Sip is setting up in case anyone wants to come through. The Tech9 is looking great, and they're all flashed and almost dead on the other side. The spray continues for Sip. How is that not another kill? It surely should have been. 3 people for NiP stuck on the wrong side of the smoke. And there is even another nade on Sip. He's actually stolen a Molotov, and that's just devastating for NiP. They could lose this to another B rush, and that's just unacceptable. Too many rounds so far where the CTs have not been able to hold the bomb site. Through the smoke, blamef gets another one, and head-trick and Alexi trying to get back into this one, but it's impossible. The Deagle shots are coming through, and Alexi is entirely on his own. 1 versus 3, starts with a no-scope, but it's just no time. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. One last round for Astralis, and they look absolutely red hot on this ancient map.
Boosty kicker up. Oh, there's that scout. Oh!
See what the
No.
free aim to the top of the half wall.
No. Open B
He just
site.
wins the round. He just wins the round like that. He won the whole round. That is unreal.
How does he do things like that?
That's crazy. The boy is special.
Outsiders did nothing wrong.
They had 2 good spots and good guns.
Oh, that is disgusting. And Hooksy's losing his mind.
Yeah.
Hands off the keyboard.
You're so sick, Monty. You're so sick.
That's what he always says. I love
Ilya.
Ilya, you're nuts. You're so good, bro. And honestly,
Yeah, really. He just won. That's the cool part about Counter-Strike. I mean, he just won the round by himself. He did.
watch this.
Oh, man.
Now, James kind of posted and then...
Wow.
Oh.
It's insane. I can't get over it.
Show me how.
Liquid are teed up nicely. The Flames and Dexter. This bomb down is scary. Flames is taking real estate, but ends up getting punished. Liquid hold, and they win these fights. Just Dexter left to get past, but he's an iron wall at the back of the site. Moving around, kill number 3. Oh! Dexter! Make some noise for him, that is incredible!
Look how hyped up he is. I don't even think he believes it. Look at the way he isolates these fights. Oh, Liquid, that one hurts, and that's all your money as well. Unreal. Dexter just lets loose.
He wants an angle and a timing, and has at least gotten the first. Molly ahead of him, sees the gun, executes twist first and foremost, tries to wrap it back around the hut, but the heaven support, that could be the bigger difference maker. Rob's dead. Hunter continues to thrive until Brokey puts him down, and it's time for the ice cold JKS to try and come through. This isn't ramp, this isn't his wheelhouse, but it's still a chance to shine. And Brokey doesn't know where he's at. A peek out with the A4, sees him up in heaven, and he nails it! He nails it!
Push nice. Behind, hidden. Come, we'll fade, smoke. Nice. Nice! Come through with me. Let's go. Don't know where. Hold
Hold cave. I have cave. Hold banana.
Let's check behind.
Have it.
Don't see behind. Careful cave.
Cave. It's low.
No
No cave.
Kevlar, no
I'm gonna swing here.
Yeah,
Wait.
wait.
I'm with you. Pick it up.
That's good.
What was that round, bro? I love you, bro. That's why you play kids. I could never do that.
That's what.
I love you, bro. Oh, it's great.
I could
Oh,
never do that. That's what Alexi said there. Oh,
That's
such admiration for his teammate.
yeah. What a great way to find some love in the game of Counter-Strike. I think that's that really was an inspirational moment. Unfortunately, though, for NiP, Astralis' game plan on the T side was absolutely world-class, and it's brought them into this really good position. It's up to NiP to try and bring it back on the T side of Ancient. They start out a little bit here with a shot from Headtrick. They need this round so badly. This has to be a powerful start for the T's, and they're pushing through. I like this. Before the bomb is even planted, they want to make absolutely sure they wipe out that backline, and Astralis, they're in trouble in this round. 3 versus 4. Bomb is planted. And what have they got to take this one back with? Almost nothing.
There's no kit.
No kid, no flashbangs. You know, one misstep here and Brolin will maybe wipe you out, but it's a wide swing. Buzz will take the first. Headtrick comes back. Second kill for him now. And Blameth and Buzz, they're running out of time. Just getting shooed up. Headtrick with 4 kills. Well done. An absolutely pivotal pistol round being picked up here from NiP. That should set them up. That should give them a little bit of a boost back.
Headtrick has been a bright spot for NiP. Despite the fact that it was a arduous first half, he was able to find quite a few entries, some openers, even doing just well in general. I mean, he has been a fairly solid player today on this map. Need him to continue this because this is going to be very tough for NiP. Nice pistol, though.
It's still, you're right. I mean, it still is a long road ahead, even after winning that pistol. But if they don't win it at all, there is that real chance that Astralis just take it all over and never look back. So at least they've given themselves a slight opportunity here. Boost going on in the back. It's a full stack towards the B bomb site, but smartly for NiP, they are investigating.
Yes. Rez has a great chance here to cut off the rotations. Stat pad a little bit. NiP still doing a good job outright towards that B attack, but just a moment's time, it looks like they're gonna put the pieces together and figure out where the majority of this defense is. Not the best smoke from Rez, but shouldn't be too much of a concern. It's just pistols. Okay, Buzz is actually kind of playing around with the smoke, just going in and out of the gray screen. And Rez, good triple, as to be expected from a guy that's displaying such mechanical prowess today.
Yeah, and I think Astralis, as soon as they hear that they've lost the middle, they kind of realize probably NiP rotating around it. NiP using all of the time to their advantage. They never really worry about the bomb. They just want to make sure that they don't get run down and lose the rifles. And mission accomplished in that sense. Okay. NiP, it has to be full-on focus from here. If they want to make it back after fairly bad first half, they can't let go early, especially if they can win that first rifle round, which is coming up.
Yeah, it's got to be clean, and this is a great chance to actually build some momentum because Astralis, they're not working with the strongest by themselves. Don't have too much utility. Device came into this round with none, just the AUG. Roland seems like he wants to contest this space, but Glaive with the early Molotov to deter that push.
Some potential risk in this round is there are 3 people on the Astralis side that don't have any head armor. So even if there's just 1 AK in play on the NiP side, that's a huge equalizing opportunity there. Maybe for NiP. The Galils... Oh, there is a second AK on Headtrick, but the Galils and the MAC-10 will still be able to do a lot of work here if they find the right targets. Glaive is one of them, and he's jiggling that corner. I mean, he's not quite with him. Surprised that he's that calm. He's got some backup in the middle, but... Still, if someone had been up close to the corner, they could have run him down.
That would have been, yeah, it was pretty risky. Blame F, though, in the pocket towards middle.
Have Molotov.
Flash, that's nice. Okay, if they spotted him, then he's going to surely be mollied out of the spot. This is really tough for him now. And he actually finds a nice shot that seems to have pierced 3 people, but no kill to his name.
Down to 40 seconds, and They want to go aggressive Astralis behind it. They don't just want to wait and see what comes. They want to go investigate. They catch Brolin right there in another fight. Raz goes down. Sip, what a time to come alive. He's had a dreadful game. That was his 6th kill, and there's only 25 seconds. They have to go for this. The crossfire is almost insurmountable. It should be. Sip will find a 3rd, and the smoke on top should seal the round. Even if Alexi gets this one, there shouldn't really be time for NiP to get back into this round. 2 versus 4, 11 seconds on the clock, and Sip doing so much work to get his team this one round.
Oh, monster hold from Zipnix there. That push, rotating back in. Buzz taking down Headtrick at the very end there. That's not what NiP wanted for the first gun round. They found the opening pick. They had some space to work with, but then Zipnix had the perfect response.
Yeah, just as they were about to maybe slip the net. If they could have got back, then maybe Astralis lose track of what's going on. Definitely need more rounds like that out of Sip. Been kind of a quiet day for him all across the board, really. You'd want to see that change. 9-9. As the scoreline is all tied up. For NiP, if they don't win this round, they might have to take a little bit of a breather and have more of a save round coming up. 2 good kills to begin with. Fights being won from Astralis before NiP could even really execute any strategy.
Yeah, exactly. NiP didn't even really go for anything there. That was just individuals peeking out, trying to find timings, trying to just win some duels. Like to see a little bit more faith in the overall game plan, because next round, it's not going to be pretty for NiP if they lose this. There's no money to work with. This is a real chance for Astralis to start tightening their grip once again on this game. But Headtrick, he's inserted himself into top mid. Glaive seemingly just wants to hold on, but look at this from Buzz. So bold, and he catches Brolin falling down right there off Tetris.
Yeah, the double push as well. So even if there was an instant kill on Buzz, you're really expecting for there to be a second CT that's pushing through. Maxter is going to get one, but yeah, you can tell we get the answer right there. He was not ready for blameF to also be that far forward. Headtrick low on health, and it's an easy kill at the end. And blameF finding 3 in the round and landing at 17 overall. So he's had himself a fine map here. I would say it right now feels to me like Astralis is so much in control of this game, and it's just all of the pressure is on NiP to show us that they have more than just a good T side. It has to be something truly unexpected here.
Right. The scoreline might say that this is a close one, but it does really feel like the momentum is firmly on the side of Astralis there. 10-9, and they're going to be building off that here. 5 blocks for NiP. Everybody... Actually, you know what's interesting is, well, maybe it'll come into play. Glaive doesn't actually have a helmet. See if that's... yeah, that
small differences, you know?
Yeah. We'll keep an eye on that, you know? That's all.
But right now, he is far away from the action, it feels like. Going to be paired up with blameF, and they're going to be able to take that kill on Brolin. Rest of the NiP squad, the lip of the A bomb side, trying to get boosted up to try and get just close enough to make the Glocks more efficient. Oh no, really not the best spray that we've seen, but at the end of the day, it won't matter. Headtrick, I think, ran into the Molotov to try and escape the AK. Either way, it was going to be death. Sip with a couple of more kills. I really want to see him get warmed up some more.
Pick your poison. Bullets or fire?
Or both. If you...
True. Why not at the same time, actually?
Yeah, all right.
Okay, I want to see a little bit more from NiP. I want to see some plan enacted here, not just individual fights. It can be some sort of team effort. We can begin to believe in this comeback for the Ninjas. With early nade damage really favoring Astralis. Brolin's already down, and Buzz just fighting right on top of that smoke. That is a big hold from the rookie.
That was such a sick play. He's had a real... I hope we can get the stats at the end of it for the desk between Buzz's performance before this best of 3 and coming into this one. There's got to be a huge change in how he's managed to play overall. Just being able to pull around like that through here or there, huge difference maker. 5 versus 3 now. A scope on either side of this B bomb side, one with the AUG and one with the AWP. NiP, they need... I mean, Astralis had a round like this where they wanted 3-on-5, and NiP needs something similar, but they're getting chewed up before they even really get close. Device, it's an easy shot for him to hit. And Alexi, he's got nothing left here. BlameF going to be sneaking through to pick him up. Yeah, fist bumps all around. Astralis, again, like you pointed it out, it's true. The scoreboard doesn't really tell you the whole story right now. But if you've been keeping up and following along, you know that Astralis, they are... Yeah, they're in great strides towards that 16th round.
Yeah, they're looking real good. They look firmly in control. The early kills from Buzz. Yeah, I would love to see these back. Just decides to peek out. I don't even know if there was actually even a flash setup or anything, but just kind of using the one-way, just peeking right on top of that. Gives such a visual advantage for the player that's adjacent to the smoke, or actually just inside it.
What was Acadian said? Counter-Strike is a game about information. You see, I see, you talk. I can't remember the whole speech.
That's something to memorize for everybody.
That needs to be put on the wall somewhere, like, you know, the real graffiti that we need.
It's
Although I think Grim had another good one with something along the lines of, I can't even see that I'm just shooting and they're dying.
Yeah, I've had some great lines here. That's the groups. Okay, quick mowdown for Astralis. Couple kills in various positions. Buzz now looks to be challenged. Although, actually, no. You know what? NiP, they're not feeling it.
Nope, they decide that wasn't enough of a distraction. And even if they had pushed, you could see Astralis was situated quite far back on the bomb site, so it would have been hard to run anyone down anyway. About to be 13-9. Even worse, looking at the money on that Astralis side, we're not in a position. I mean, that's usually the next thing you look for. If you're behind like this on the T side, you always want to say, oh, but if we didn't win one round, then they're saving. It's all, we can believe in that story. That's not available to them right now. So now it's much more of like, you know, let's hope that we just find the weakness real soon so that we can start to exploit it over and over again, because at the moment there doesn't really seem to be one. It's not going to be a money question at the moment for Astralis either. BlameF decides, I don't want to give it up, even after getting the triple quad, who cares? Sip will take one more down, and it is 5 in a row for Astralis.
This is that point when the boa constrictor, the anaconda, and BlameF has already choked out the opponent and is now digesting them alive.
And this anaconda do.
Yes. Yes, he does. I'd love to make another Nicki Minaj reference on top of that one, but
they're all not fit for broadcast.
That's exactly it. Yeah, it's a little vulgar. So maybe bring that one to Twitter.
4-round gap. BlameF in the middle. Good shot coming through, but Alexi is there on a bit of a return. Sip is immediately covering that line, and it is a 3-on-3 for NiP to try to get something done. Astralis, they're not far away from taking off in their starships.
Oh, wow. Device recovers to at least get a kill there. Headtrick had him dead to rights, but great adjustment. Still, 2 versus 2. This is the best a gun round has looked for NiP. They have to put this one together. Glaive, though, quick on the flank. Already making his way up mid. Could opt to flank through cave or through the ramp. And this might catch Maxter and Brolin off guard.
Yeah, again, timing is just king in this round. Glaive is sneaking up, and you can tell it's too early. Even if the spray is pretty questionable, Brolin's got a knife. Oh no.
Damn, wow. That's Astralis in the late round, just looking way more composed, ready for the fights that are coming their way. 14-9, and this is looking grim for NiP. At least they got a bomb plant. They had max loss bonus. They'll be able to buy in the next round, but that is the only solace you could take with you moving forward.
Actually, it's a really good flick, given the fact that he was a little bit caught off guard. And this overall is just way too much. 14-9. Astralis, they're in such a fantastic lead position. Yeah, they suffered 3 casualties in that round, but given the money that they have, that is not going to be a big deal yet. NiP, if we were playing a game right now where NiP could chip away at the economy, it had to be early in the half. It can't be this late. Getting a couple more kills is not going to make a difference here. Need to start to win rounds, and they haven't found really any formula in this second half that works. Not yet.
No, and I think that the rounds have just kind of slipped away from NiP. Even the last one, obviously, even with the 3-on-3 situation. And we're kind of just seeing NiP go for these individual prods. It's not really a concerted team effort in most circumstances, and that's incredibly concerning. You would hope that they would have a more structured game plan moving forward, but Glaive, he's got an idea of how he wants to take this round. Pushes on forward, beautiful flash to set him up. 5 versus 4 right there. Information gathered. This is what Cadian was talking about in that monologue.
Exactly.
I throw flash, you throw flash.
We need that back.
Yeah.
We need a soundboard to be able to play it every once in a while. blameF has got the right idea, and he will catch Hetrick. His 24th kill. Kind of hard to deal with as well, the fact that he's playing just off the charts now. And I think it's hard as well for NiP to see it coming, that push out of the B bomb site, because they think that it's the AWP that's holding that ramp. So once you hear the AWP go off, kind of in the middle of the bomb site, you're not expecting that the next thing that follows it up is actually a rifle down at the corner. So tough break, and even if Alexi was looking, there was a flashbang to set it up. 2 versus 5 as they try and get onto the site, and they do at least catch blameF, so a nice kill, but only 14 seconds here, so they can't really do much of anything. Smoke goes up, but Glaive is challenging it right away. Not an inch is given here by Astralis. A sip will take down Brolin. It's 15, and they're 1 round away from bringing down NiP on this 3rd map.
This has just been Astralis finding their form at the most important moment. They are looking really good on the CT side. The flash setups, the double pushes together, and then really the only time they're taking individual fights is blameF with these really cheeky off angles. So everything just going their way. They're really in their comfort zone here on Ancient.
Truly. NiP, there's just been such a string of rounds. To avoid the showdown, they need 6 in a row. That's the kind of strength that, I don't know, nothing right now tells us they can summon that. They don't have the game plan here on the T side, and Astralis looks so comfortable. Even Device has picked up an auto sniper. Is he mocking them, or is he just trying to follow Kerrigan?
He's trying to get ahead of the meta. Roland, though, opening pick. Okay, Buzz is going to be challenged here. There's a Molly burning him alive, but blameF is here to the rescue, but he only finds the 1.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know how Buzz didn't take more damage. 3 versus 4. This is a good hit. This is the right template to build something behind. And Sip is occupied in the middle, realizing there is somebody back here. But Roland's just trusting his team to get the bomb down and hold the site. And then he can show up late, shooting Sip in the back. It's perfect. 2 versus 4 now. And Buzz is going to get taken care of as well. The auto sniper will do nothing at all. And it's a 10th round for NiP. Finally, they break the streak.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to replicate, though. Kind of interested in however those opening kills went for NiP. We got Brolin hanging out around the cave. Shoots. Oh, okay, Glaive tried peeking right before his flash there, and then just nice entry into Donut. Okay. Yeah, okay, you can see Device just smiling right there. Just knows that maybe he doesn't need to pick up that weapon anymore. Just close this one out. Keep it clean. Keep it respectful.
You know someone's going to make it work one day. Wow, well, you said respectful, but they're doing anything but that. They've walked the whole way. They're just walking right in there. Device back with the AWP, and they take down Maxter all on the other side. Good shot. Device taken care of, but Alexi's fighting back. It's still a 2-on-3, but they've got to be so worried about the flank. Even if now we can tell none is actually coming, in the minds of NiP, that is still a concern eventually, that someone's going to be walking up behind. So actually, Astralis, it's pretty sick that they're all grouping up like this, because this kind of is, normally this is the standard play. It might be the play that NiP are not expecting, given what they just saw. Hetrick and Alexi, 2-on-3, holding on to the afterplan here, but how does he know? Sip, come on! Hetrick now in a 1 versus 3, and he's going to catch one of them, but they could go straight for the defuse. They might just be running up to it. Even if it's 10 seconds here, the Molotov will do it, and they are right on top. 16 rounds on the side of Astralis. They defeat NiP and send them to the showdown.
Brutal loss for the Ninjas. Obviously, not the most ideal circumstances for them in this event, playing with Maxter in the stead of Hampus, but they've got to look to the future. They got to look to the fact that they have Config that'll be joining them for the Katowice play-in, but Astralis, they're happy about this victory. It was a very composed Ancient that they put together, and